everybody and welcome back. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. For those who don't know us, every month me and Marty go down to our local Forbidden Planet and pick up our monthly comic stack. And it is quite a big stack of comics, probably not as big as most comic fans, but whatever. Anyway, so I thought I'd start this new monthly vlog, which I will call the Happy Hat Reviews pull list, appropriately. I'll talk about any comics that have come in our monthly haul that I feel are worth covering, basically. We get quite a big stack, about this big I'm looking at right now, but I've picked out 6 of the ones I personally want to cover. Obviously they're mostly my comics. Marty has some comics on my pull list because it's in my pull list. He has some on my pull list. I don't keep up with them, but I have quite a few of my own, and you know, occasionally we'll get a few new ones depending what's out at the time. So I'll just cover some of those today. So the first 2 comics I'm going to cover won't come as a surprise to anybody, but they're Adventure Time. Let's cover this one first. Adventure Time issue 15. The series, it's not, I guess imagine it being sort of like the cartoon. It doesn't go too in deep a lot of the time. Issue 15, it's gone in a different path now. I won't give too many spoilers, but in issue 14, you know what? I've got issue 14 here. Issue 14. In this issue, we saw the end of the BMO storyline, where the computer virus takes over all technology on Earth. But now that that's come to an end, we have issue 15, which I think might be a standalone sort of plot. Basically, you get to see a bunch of princesses in action. I think it was really the writer wanting to explore a bit deeper into the different sort of female characters you've got on here. The main protagonist is the Magic Man. If you don't know the Magic Man, then you need to look him up, because I'm not going to explain. As a plot, it was fun. I'm always craving so much more when it comes to Adventure Time. I want more plot, more. I want more character development, but they know exactly how to feed you just that little bit that keeps you coming back. Every Adventure Time comic also comes with a mini comic in the back. This one was called Give Us Back BMO. It's very unique style. I'll just give you a bit of, here's the first real page. Yeah, it's a cute style. As for the comic itself, it's your regular, it's Adventure Time, really. There's no real deviation in style. As you can see, it is very heavy on text, but they have a lot to do all at once, so I don't blame them. But that was issue 15 of Adventure Time. It's good, it's not anything mind-blowing, but it was entertaining. That's where we come to issue 4 of Adventure Time with Fiona and Cake. This mini-series is so good, but issue 4 was so disappointing, and I don't like saying that about things I like, but it's a good comic, but it does not carry on with the plot. The first few pages are a tease, you see? So you've got the Prince, Fiona, and the Flame Prince. You might not recognize them because the whole storyline in Fiona and Cake is that the Flame Prince has been he's been attacked by the Ice Queen, and I won't give much more away than that. And Fiona's trying to find a way to put him back to normal. So what do? Do they explore the Flame Prince's dilemma? Do they talk about the prince a bit more? Does Fiona kick a bit of butt? Not really. Instead, we get a plot focusing on Lumpy Space Prince. It's really funny. It is something that would have worked perfectly in the ongoing series, because that's what you expect from it. You expect these one-shot gags. I wasn't expecting this in the miniseries, especially considering there's only going to be 6 of them. So, I mean, I don't know if they didn't have enough plot to stretch it over 6 issues. I don't know what the problem was there. Funnily enough, it was so full of lumpy space prints that they couldn't fit a mini comic at the end. I find that funny. But yeah, I can't say much more about that because I'm slightly disappointed in it. In the same vein as Adventure Time, I've got Bravest Warriors. If you don't know what Bravest Warriors is, you need to look it up. It is created by Pendleton Ward, the creator of Adventure Time. I found out about it by accident. I think I was just browsing the shelves at my comic book shop and I was like, whoa, what's this? It's Pendleton Ward. So I had to have it. And it's been a really fun series. Dare I say, it might be slightly more fun than the ongoing Adventure Time series. You've got the cast of your Bravest Warriors. You've got Beth Tezuka. Where is everybody? Wallow and his sentient bot, which I forgot the name of. It lives in one of his arms. Anyway, you got Danny, the really mopey looking one there. Chris, he's the generic blonde leader. You've got Plum, who's a very interesting character. She's half mermaid and partly she's got another being living inside her. It's complicated. And you've got Catbug. Catbug is its own thing altogether, but I won't go into that now. Anyway, so this issue itself is very Danny heavy. As you can see, he makes the whole front page. I think this issue closes up the storyline with the beauty pageant. Basically, a few issues ago, they stormed a beauty pageant because the contestants were having their brains removed and put into robots. It's fun. I can't say too much about that. The art style is excellent. It's like Adventure Time, but a bit more mature, but it still sort of retains that wacky style. The characters are really fun. Beth is probably one of my favorites. She's so she just kicks butt, and that is something I really appreciate about Pendleton Ward's female characters. They all kick butt. Next, we're going to go into IDW, and this is another series that has just started. It's called Dungeons and Dragons Forgotten Realms Cutter. That's a lot of subtitles. Basically, it is about a sword. It's your generic cursed sword plot where the sword has a mind of its own and it literally talks, so take that as you will. The plot itself is nothing mind-blowing, nothing you might not have seen before, but obviously we're only in the second issue. This has got a lot to live up to, but it's not bad so far, and I'll tell you the main reason is because the art style is finally coming back to something a bit more. I don't know, the last series, which I can't even begin to tell you what the name of it is because I cannot remember it for the life of me, and it didn't even come out that long ago. The art style was so plain, at least in the first few issues. I collected the entire series, but I ended up just putting them away and never reading them because I just couldn't bring myself to do it. But it was so plain, the colors lacked life. But in Cutter, the art style is finally coming into, I guess you could say, coming into its own. This is right now she's the main character. It's nice to see a female character. She's only being controlled at the moment. I can't tell you too much about the plot, obviously, because I don't want to give anything away. But how was the issue in general? The art style is nice. There was a lot of action in it. The sword is intriguing, although it's nothing new, so I'm really looking forward to see what they do to give it a fresh spin. Sticking with IDW, we're going to go in a much more mainstream direction, I guess, with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is the micro series featuring Krang. Scary brain. It's a one-shot, just sort of. This new micro series is going to cover the villains, but the Krang one is interesting. I don't know very much about Krang's race in general, especially since they retcon it. They've retconned it a couple times, but it's fun. You in this issue they set up Krang as being this sort of daddy's boy. He's a spoiled prince, getting everything he wants, and his daddy does not approve. So the entire plot is just Krang going out to prove himself to his dad and become a tyrant, basically. And as for all the sort of humanoid designs, they're kind of plain. Even the main antagonist of this issue, it's just like a bald dude inside in a suit. His name's Traxxas. I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm just not a diehard fan, or sort of, I don't have that kind of in-depth knowledge of it. But as somebody from the outside looking in, it wasn't a bad issue. I read it all the way through, which is something I can't say for all comics I've read. So check it out. It was a lot of fun. I don't know if we're going to be following this micro series, because Marty kind of doesn't give a crap about Baxter Stockman, but if I ever get a chance to pick up the ongoing series, I will tell you guys all about it. Okay, last but not least, we're going to go in a completely different direction. I know I keep saying that. We're going to go into Marvel, and who better to start with than Wolverine. We do not collect Marvel comics, and the main reason is there's just so many comics to buy. And they've been going on for so long. Luckily, they've rebooted a lot of the series, including Wolverine, because this is only issue 3, which we've been following from issue 1. But yeah, I've been reading this from issue 1, which I surprised myself doing that, because I'm not really a superhero sort of person. But Wolverine, how can you not like Wolverine? And I don't just like him because of the movies, by the way. I've loved Wolverine ever since I was a kid, in the animated series. And this comic series is set, he's working with S.h.i.e.L.D. and the Avengers. He's working with the school, with the X-Men and stuff. So it's sort of set, I guess, in more present times. I'm not very familiar with the timeline, so do not trash me. So yeah, I find the writing for Wolverine in this very interesting, because I'm not used to Wolverine being portrayed as so much of a team player. Even in this comic, there's a sort of comment made towards Wolverine, "Oh, I thought you were a loner," and he just sort of shrugs it off. But I find his character is really different. He's friendlier. I guess by this point he's working with S.h.i.e.L.D. and the Avengers, so he's a bit more social, I guess. He's not so much of a lone wolf anymore. As for the plot, it's issue 3, so I can feed you a little bit. Issue 1, there was basically some guy holding up a bunch of people with this sort of alien gun. And as the stories progress, it turns out the alien gun, I don't know if it's sentient, but it's definitely taking control of people's minds. And so far, you're not really sure who the antagonist is, because a lot of the time Wolverine is fighting just regular people who have no control over their minds anymore. The style of drawing, it's something I'd expect from a superhero comic. You've got lots of action, lots of pink punishment power. It's good. I really surprised myself by keeping up with it to issue 3, to be honest. Like I said, I'm not into these comics normally, but it's not bad, and I would definitely check this out, especially since you've only missed 3 issues so far. Okay, so that was this month's pull list. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you'll check them out. You know what? I'm going to pick my favorite comic out of all of these. Maybe I'll do this every month. I'll pick which comic I was most impressed with. Oh dear, which comic was I most impressed with? You know what? I'm gonna have to give this month's pick to Wolverine. Adventure Time, The Onion Cake, Bravest Warriors, I love those comics so much, but right now they're sort of in a transitional period, while Wolverine is really interesting to me. It's not something I'm used to, so it's very fun to read, basically, and I think the most happens in this. So check out Wolverine, check out the rest of these comics, and I'll see you next month for the next pull list. In the meantime, tune in every Thursday and Sunday for our regular updates. Bye, everybody!